Welcome to Sales Bites by Journey, where we talk about everything you need to know to be a killer at sales. I'm your host, Will Jenkins. Let's get it. Hello and welcome to Sales Bites by Journey. My name is Will Jenkins, CEO and founder of Journey. And today I'm joined by Vincent Lamia, President of Business Development at Pinnacle Logistics. Vincent, thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks, Will. Appreciate being invited on.
Yeah, man. You told me you got the fresh lineup on the beard and everything. It's good,
man. I even got to put the line in for you here.
Looking sharp.
I don't do these things all the time.
Oh, let's go, man. Looking sharp. So great to see you, man. It's really cool to have spent some time doing some work together on the consulting side of our business. And now we get to learn a little bit from you. I know you're an absolute sales killer. So before we get into the game here today, would you mind giving us like a quick 10,000 foot overview of your career? And then I'll ask you about your fun fact.
Yeah, totally. So I got my start in Volition Logistics, which was the largest agent of Global Trans. So it's part of their agent model, right? And so came onto there and very quickly rose to one of the top sales reps there. And then after that, we transitioned into Pinnacle. So I was there for about 3.5 years. And then we started Pinnacle, which we're almost 4 years in now.
Nice.
So, geez, been in and out for a little over 7 years.
The time flies, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You've been on the sales side, like the shipper sales side the entire time?
Yeah. So when I first got started, it was like, here's your desk. Figure it out.
Yeah.
And you can sell LTL full truckload in Mexico, and that's it. And I just get going. So I've only done sales, right? I haven't done carrier sales, customer service, operations. I've always been in sales.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm excited to learn from you today. It'll be a lot of fun to dig in. Before we do that, hit us with your fun fact.
My fun fact, what's funny is I was just talking about this and trying to figure out what is a fun fact, because I feel like all I do is go to the gym and work and hang out with my family. Fun fact, I grew up doing wrestling and mixed martial arts my whole life.
Oh, sweet. So, that's awesome. Yeah, I wrestled as well in high school. It was fun.
Did you really?
Yeah. You know what? Let me tell you that. Wrestling was not fun, but it taught me a lot about life and perseverance. And it was, I'm glad that I did it.
I 100% agree with you. If you can make it through wrestling, there's no other challenge in life that will be harder than that.
Yeah. We'll have to dig in there now that I know that you are mixed martial arts wrestling guy. It'll be fun.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Awesome, dude. Today, we're going to tackle networking and conferences. So I want to jam and because that's actually how we met. We met at a networking event, which is kind of crazy. So let's talk a little bit about that. And I want to hear a little bit of kind of how you attack those.
Yeah. So you want me to go into how we met or just how I attack the conferences?
How you attack conferences.
Yeah. So really my goal when I go to a conference, first of all, it's expensive to go to conferences, right? The tickets, the travel, the cars, food, hotel, all that. So when I go to a conference, I minimum have to get at least one deal. Like I will do whatever it takes. I got to get one deal. The other part about conferences, you can't just go there and just sit around and not you got to get out of your comfort zone and just walk up to everybody and just start talking to them. Right. And I don't necessarily walk up and I'm like telling them about my services, what I do, this and that. It's mainly like, I just want to make friends with these guys, get their contact info. And like, I'll reach out later and see, if there's a deal to be made. Right. So I think that's really important. So don't go into these conferences thinking you're just going to start trauma dumping on everybody. That's probably not going to work out. And again, you the whole time you're there, be walking up to people, talking to people. Don't just be, even if there's presentations and stuff, like I like to sit in a lot of presentations, you get a lot of value, but that should not be where the bulk of your time is, right? A lot of times, so the conferences that I go to, there's spaces, like there's actual rooms. So I go to specific conferences. So I also make it a point to hit every room. So me and my team, what we do is we take every suite number and every building, because one of the conferences, there's 3 buildings. The other conference I go to, it's a whole town. So you got to really be strategizing your routing, or you won't be able to see everybody, right? And so I think that if you go there knowing that you need to walk up to everybody, just have conversations, your goal of the conference is to get contact information, not to close a deal, you will be extremely successful. When you walk up to somebody and you get their contact information and then you email them again, your picture's in the signature, or you did something to stand out. Like we have the craziest business cards you've ever seen. Like they're metal and they're really nice and expensive. But, I'm like, hey, I'm the guy with the metal business card. When you approach it like that, they know who you are. And I think my response rate is probably like 70%, 70-80%.
No way.
Yeah. And again, these aren't like small companies. They're spending $400 to $1 million a space here a year. Right. So they're not little companies. So again, you're now getting direct access to the decision makers at these companies who then have seen your face, have had a conversation with you. And now you're at a point after the conference where you can pitch your services.
So I like what you said there. A couple things I want to go back to. The first was just make friends, right? Don't go in with a particular objective of selling them or having to close a deal. But we are there to get deals done. The only way to get deals done is to make friends and understand where in the future you may be useful for them as a partner. Mm-hmm. But you got to meet people, right? You can't just like hang out and not have new conversations. I spend a lot of time at conferences too, and they're certainly expensive. And while you're there, you need to make the most of the time making those new friends. Yeah.
You'll usually see me at a conference running around and I look bloodshot red because I'm running around and sweating because I'm in a suit and I'm just running around. Which was funny. When we met, I wasn't in a suit, but normally I'm in a suit. Yeah. And, you gotta get after it. Like you gotta hustle. You can't just, if you're the type of guy that just emails, blasts everybody for customers because you don't want to talk to anyone, not the route you should go. Not saying you can't be successful. There are people that are successful that do LinkedIn and email only, that are really knowledgeable, but they're not maybe necessarily a people person. But I'm a people person, and I'm not scared to walk up to anybody. And that comes from the wrestling background. Yeah. I'm not scared of rejection. I've been thrown out of warehouses, so I will go in and talk to anybody.
Man, I love it. It's funny. When I think about our current book of business, some of our longest standing best clients we met at conferences for the first time. And I became friends with an owner or an exec. And before you know it, you're able to do business for a long time.
Yeah. And like so many referrals come to that because even if you're talking to these guys and they like you, but maybe you don't have a service that they need or want or that you can do, word gets out. They're like, hey, my friend has LTL and he's having these challenges. I thought I'd loop you guys together. I can't tell you how many times after a conference that happens. When I was initially going for one executive, didn't jive as far as what we both were trying to achieve, but we became friends and they introduced me to like 10 people.
It's the best.
Yeah.
Warm referrals are the best, man. There's always a lot of ways. And at a conference, you're in the midst of talking to people. There's always someone else that knows that person or knows you. So it's pretty easy to be able to do that.
Yeah.
So I have a question about something else that you mentioned. And it's specifically around being different. So you talked about your business cards, right? Just things that you can do while you're at the conference to stand out. Anything else that you like to do to be able to just garner a conversation or get something going?
Yeah, it's funny. Like you'll probably hear a lot of people that have like a philosophy or a pitch or some sort of guru thing. For me, it's just kind of like embedded in who I've always been, even as a little kid. Like I just like talking to people and making friends with everybody. And I really think it just, don't be embarrassed. There's going to be people that don't want to talk to you. There's going to be people that tell you to leave their space because they're there to make deals with a separate part of their business, or they're only there to meet one person. Don't be scared of rejection. Like if you go into, 300 booths and you only have a positive experience at 20 of them, I promise it's still worth your time. Just don't be scared of rejection. And as far as standing out, again, like I told you, I'll go in there and be like, hey, I'm with Pinnacle Logistics and we'll just talk. And I'm more trying to learn about their business and whatnot. And then I give them a card, right? So I'm not, like I said earlier, the goal is not to pitch them there. You can talk about some of your services if it comes up in conversation, but the way to stand out is to build a personal rapport with them, right? Like that's really how you stand out. It's not rocket science. I always tell, like, we have other reps that come with us to these conferences and I'm just like, guys, it's a numbers game, and like, just be you and be genuine. I don't like to be this like polished, sales guy who's very, scripted. I just feel like it may work for some people. It doesn't work for me. The way I am to my friends in my personal life is the exact same guy I am to people I am in business, because I want to be friends with them.
Right.
Right. Like making friends with your customers and having them be a genuine friend is so crucial. And a lot of people I meet at these conferences, I develop these relationships with, like I've stayed at their houses. I've been to weddings. I've done, Christmas parties where I'm like sitting with them and the family while people they've done business with for 20 years are at other tables. Like that's what will make you stand out. Is just genuinely go in there, curious about their business and wanting to build a friendship. The partnership will come after that. You got to also not want to, you can't like just go into it and try and just close super fast. I'm sure like, this big deals, and honestly, strong partnerships, even if it's a medium or small size account, that trust and that partnership takes time. Don't try and rush it and close it as fast as you can. Cause then they just know you're selling them,
I think there's something really, really important about being able to be patient and just spend time understanding how to get to know someone versus trying to rush opportunities. And typically the best opportunities take time.
Yeah.
They don't just, turn over the keys to the castle. And so it's important to be patient. You have to be able to work through that. And you might make that first contact shaking hands in the lobby of a conference. Like that might be where it starts.
Yeah. Well, and to that point, I get it. Like there's going to be new reps, right? That are just starting out, small book of business or no book of business, that are watching this. And I get in the beginning wanting to just close. You got to make that commission, you got your KPIs you got to hit or you're out of there. And I get it, but I promise you slow and steady will win the race. When I first started out, I can't tell you how many deals I lost because of the inexperience of trying to rush a deal and get the deal done. Because that executive could tell right away, oh, you're just like the 1,000 other guys that hit me up. You don't even really understand what I do. You don't know what my problems are. You just want to get my freight. Like you don't care. And people are smart. And people in our industry, they get reached out to by reps every day. They know that. They're not dumb. And you got to be different. And by being different, of just genuinely being curious about their business and just having a good conversation, having some laughs, exchanging stories about personal life and finding things that you guys can relate to, I promise in the long term or in the midterm will turn into a business relationship.
So I have a question around planning for conferences. I think that some people are better than others about having a plan of attack. Sometimes you can be too regimented and that kind of distracts from just being there to meet people organically. But before you go to a conference, do you have anything that you do to plan just to make sure that you make the most of a couple of days there?
Yeah. So this is funny. So when I first started going to the conferences, there was no plan. I just went in, still got deals. And I mean, a lot of deals. It was very successful. And then Tyler, who you met at my company, who is more of an ops background, but quasi sales, who started coming to the conferences with me. He was like, hey, we need to have a more plan of attack. Well, the first time we did it, I think we were too much. Like we planned too much, right? And so how much opportunity did we miss just would have been organic, which happened a ton. And then the other conference went after that's like, okay, now we have a general framework of where we would like to be. But you also have to understand is that conversations happen. People want you to meet other people and you have to be willing to divert from that a little bit, but just have a general, it's like having a sales script on a phone, on a cold call. You may have a detailed sales script, but like generally just follow the guidelines because the conversation is going to go wherever. Like don't be too stuck to the script. And same thing when you're planning for these conferences, don't be too stuck to the plan because the plan's never going to happen 100% of the way it's supposed to. So be okay with some, being pulled away and being introduced to different things. And maybe you don't hit every single thing, but if you're 80% to that plan and 20% was organic, I mean, that's still a huge win.
I like it, man. So as we get ready to wrap up here, I want to go through and just go through a couple of notes that I took and then see if there's anything that I missed that you'd like to chime in on before we wrap up. So first thing you mentioned, man, if you're going to a conference, it's expensive. You got to get a deal done. You want to make sure you make the most of your time. Have to get out of your comfort zone. You're going to meet a lot of people. Some people are going to want to talk to you. Some people are not. Hey, part of the game. Got to be comfortable with that. Don't just sit in sessions. You got to buzz around. You got to bop to other places to make sure that you can see as many people as possible. And then don't be afraid of rejection. And the goal is long term. So I'm not trying to pitch here today. I need to get to know you, spend some time talking to you, play the game long term, and don't be too stuck to the plan. A little bit of organization, but you got to ad hoc it a little bit at times.
Yep. Yeah, that's all good. And one other piece of advice I would give, because there's a lot of people that go to conferences and they want to get a booth, right? Oh, I want to have a booth there. We're established. We have some credibility. Don't get a booth.
Don't get a booth.
Don't get a booth. Listen, if you're waiting for people to walk up to you, it's not worth it. I promise you it's not worth it. At least for our industry, right? Obviously, these conferences, usually they're within other industries outside of logistics, and maybe it makes sense to have like a vendor booth for them. But for us, if you're in logistics and you're going to a conference that's about tech or that's about chemical products or whatever, you need to walk up to everybody you know, because most of the time at these conferences, the director of logistics or vice president of logistics, like those people aren't always there. I will tell you this, at conferences, it's the biggest success I've had. Giving away some trade secrets here. So
I love it.
The biggest success I've had is talking to the sales reps and the vice president of sales. Excuse me. I don't think I've ever met a salesperson or a vice president of sales for a company that has shipments that is happy with how logistics is going.
Yeah,
so
true.
I kind of like, yeah, so how's your stuff going? Do you guys ever see any problems? And they will talk and trauma dump on you all the logistics problems because it affects their sale of the product that they're manufacturing or distributing. And now I have all this ammo for when they introduce me to the director of logistics. Well, I already know what the issues are, right? And that is the biggest ROI on these trips, is talking to the salespeople. And if they like you, if they think you're cool, you go grab some dinner or beers with them after or whatever, they will make that connection. And if it's the VP of sales, for whatever reason in all these companies, the VP of sales always somehow has a higher say than like the VP of logistics because it's sales, and if they like you, they will get you in. So again, that I think becoming friends with the sales org of those organizations is so crucial.
Man, I love it. Well, Vincent, I appreciate you taking some time to jam here with us today on Sales Bites. Lots of good stuff that we learned, man. Thank you very much.
Thanks, man. See you well.
Awesome.